the velvet veil. The rain hammered against the windows of the dimly lit lounge, casting a shimmering veil over the streets of Chicago. Inside the luxurious, smoky room, Luca Moretti, the most feared and respected mafia boss in the city, leaned back in his leather chair. His sharp suit was perfectly tailored, and his cold, calculating eyes studied the room as if it were a chessboard, each patron a piece under his control. But beneath his veneer of power and ruthlessness, Luca harbored a secret, a dangerous, intoxicating affair that could unravel everything he had built. It had begun 3 months earlier, in the middle of a gala for the city's elite. Luca had attended to reinforce his presence among the wealthy and powerful. She had been there too, Elena Navarro, the wife of District Attorney Victor Navarro, Luca's sworn enemy. Elena was unlike any woman Luca had ever met. Her beauty was undeniable. Soft, dark waves framed her delicate face, and her green eyes sparkled with a combination of mischief and sadness. But it was her intelligence, her quiet confidence, that drew him in. That night, their eyes met across the crowded room, and the world seemed to pause. She had lingered just a moment too long, a fleeting smile curving her lips, before turning back to her husband. But in that brief moment, Luca saw something that made his pulse quicken: defiance. Their affair began in secret, in whispered exchanges and stolen glances. Elena reached out first, slipping a note into his pocket during another gala. "Meet me at midnight, the Velvet Room." The Velvet Room was a hidden jazz club, known only to those who lived in shadows. It was there, beneath the dim, flickering lights and the sultry notes of a saxophone, that they first came together. Their passion was electric, a storm that neither could control. In Elena, Luca found a woman who saw beyond his power and violence, someone who challenged him, who made him feel alive. In Luca, Elena found escape, a dangerous, thrilling reprieve from her suffocating life with Victor, a man whose morality was as much a facade as Luca's charm. But their secret couldn't stay hidden forever. One night, as they lay tangled in silk sheets in a penthouse Luca used for business, and now pleasure, Elena revealed the depth of her unhappiness. "Victor isn't just corrupt," she said softly, her fingers tracing the scar on Luca's chest. "He's dangerous. He's been laundering money through his office, working with a cartel. He thinks I don't know, but—" She hesitated, her voice trembling. "He's had people killed, Luca, if he finds out about us." Luca pulled her close, his jaw tightening. He had always suspected Victor of playing both sides, but this confirmation was a ticking time bomb. The stakes grew higher when Victor's men began sniffing around Luca's businesses. It was clear he suspected something, though whether it was about the affair or Luca's own operations, neither could be sure. One night, as Elena was leaving the penthouse, Luca's consigliere Rocco intercepted her. "You need to be careful," he warned, his voice low. "Victor's got eyes everywhere. If he catches wind of this—" He didn't finish the sentence, but the implication was clear. Elena's lips pressed into a determined line. "I'm not afraid of him," she said. But the truth was, they both knew the danger she was in. The final blow came during a lavish charity ball. Elena was there with Victor, her smile tight and her eyes scanning the room until they landed on Luca. He was across the room, exuding confidence, but his gaze softened when he saw her. Victor caught the exchange. That night, Victor confronted Elena in their home. His anger was a cold, simmering rage. "You think I don't know?" he hissed, his hand gripping her arm. "You think I don't see the way you look at him?" Elena's heart pounded, but she refused to cower. "What are you going to do, Victor? Kill me, like you killed all those people who got in your way?" Victor's expression darkened, but before he could respond, the sound of shattering glass filled the room. Luca's men stormed in, guns drawn. Luca followed, his presence commanding and terrifying. "You don't touch her," he said, his voice deadly calm. Victor sneered. "You think you can waltz into my home and take what's mine?" "She was never yours," Luca replied. The confrontation ended in blood. Victor was too dangerous to be left alive, and Luca knew it. But as the echoes of gunfire faded, Luca looked at Elena, her face pale but resolute, and knew their battle was far from over. The city would soon learn of Victor's death, and questions would arise. But Luca and Elena were ready to face the storm together. Their love was forbidden, dangerous, and all-consuming, a velvet veil that hid their true selves from the world. And in the shadows of the city, they would fight to keep it alive, no matter the cost.